Over the weekend, we seen another terrorist episode taking place in Keady. Monday night, had a meeting here in Fair. Some of the ex-security force members who were wounded and lost loved ones and things were just having a chat. And among ourselves, we were talking about what the next possible move of the Republicans would be in South Armagh. And it was actually suggested that they'd probably hit the Keady police station. Now, lo and behold, what happens on Friday morning? They park a van outside it with a mortar in it. It's unfortunate that our intelligence service wouldn't sit down and think these things through as well, because if they had it, they could have caught them men. But then it makes us ask the question, do they want to catch them? Do they really want to catch these terrorists? Because it wasn't rocket science whenever our people were having their discussion. It was common sense. We talked about Keady or Newton Hamilton Station. And the other thing that has to be said, which they're trying to hide as well, the technology has improved greatly within this last few months. The capability of these people has improved back up to the standard where it was when the IRA were fully active. Where did they find this technology? How did they learn so quick? Well, I'll tell you how they learned. Some of the hardliners in South Armagh are now fully operational with these so-called new outfits that's going about around different parts of the country. Now, people who have been murdered in that area in Keady and in the surrounding areas are asking themselves, why did it take so long for the police to get there? And if they can't go to the police station, which supplies the security for that area, what chance is there coming to their homes whenever they need them? None. And this is not the fault of the policemen on the ground. This is the fault of the area commanders. Their new strategy, which is coming down from Mr. Baggett, the new chief constable, who was out in public a lot whenever he appeared here in Northern Ireland, but we think he's been kidnapped lately or else he's got his knuckles wrapped for opening his mouth and talking about things he knew nothing about. Again, he's no interest in meeting the innocent victims of South Armagh or anywhere else. There's a number of UDR men and ex-policemen who are living under death threat at the minute, and they won't give them the security that they're entitled to. They won't even allow them to have a PPW. Now, 3 days they spent in Keady in a security operation. Why? Because they knew there was a secondary device there. Now, I stand to be corrected. Maybe I'm wrong, and maybe the information I've got is wrong. But I think if you go back over our history, you will find that we haven't been wrong anywhere when it comes to reporting incidents, because we only deal with facts. And the reality is, there is no security any longer in South Armagh. The cameras on the very police station have not been working from, well, I've been told from 2008, December 2008. They wouldn't even fix the security cameras around a station that's based in a border area. This is how bad the situation has become. And we can all talk, and especially this whole thing about parading. People say, well, what's that got to do with victims? Well, there's a lot of people killed because they were orange men, because they were members of the security forces. It was like when you put on the uniform, you became a target. Well, in the border areas, in some incidents, it was because you wore a collaret that you were a target. Because this was the part of the world that they tried to carry out ethnic cleansing. This was a part of the world where they tried to drive the Protestant community out of it by murdering and maiming as many people as possible. I don't know about other parts of the country. I believe they did the same along the Fermanagh border and probably up along County Londonderry and Tyrone, whatever. But I know they did it here in South Armagh. They tried to ethnically cleanse the Protestant community. And the programme that was on last night about Jerry Adams and Jesus, I never seen anything so disgusting in my life as that programme. That man is, I don't know, he has a knack on him for anything. But the sickening thing is, there is people who will sit down along with that individual who will give him credence or credit for what he's doing. The man that brought peace to Ireland, he's not the man that brought peace to Ireland. He's the man that created the murder and mayhem that took place in this country over this last 35 odd years. That's what he's responsible for. He is no peacemaker. He is a terrorist. He is a murderer, and a mass murderer at that. He ordered the murder of women and children, a lot of them from his own community, because the like of Jean McConville, who actually went out to help a young soldier who was shot at her door. She went out to give aid to him. So Mr. Adams ordered she was taken away and shot. That's the sort of animal we're talking about. The woman only did something that any normal human being would do, and that was to try and help a dying soldier or a dying human being. She didn't see a uniform. She seen a young fella at 18, 19 years of age dying, and she comforted him in his last few minutes. Now, unfortunately, after that programme, there's a few people rung me from the Shankill bomb who were in bits because they felt that their loved ones' mothers were being justified. And I know Alan has his own agenda, and that's fair enough. Alan can do and say whatever he likes. He's every right to do that. But there's a lot of other people who were in the Shankill bomb have a right to say what they want, but nobody wants to hear that, especially the media or the government. They don't want to hear the Michelle Williamsons or the other people from the Shankill bomb. They don't want to hear their story because it's not patting Jerry Adams on the back and saying, "You're a great fella, Jerry." And I don't think you should have thanked Jerry Adams at the end of that programme. What were you thanking him for? You know, again, it's you know that I will have this conversation with you. You insulted a lot of innocent victims by doing what you did. You're entitled to do what you do. There's, nobody can tell you what you're doing is right or wrong. It's up to you to make your own mind up on that. But we can certainly tell you what we think about what you're doing. And you were wrong in what you did. And you owe an apology to the rest of the families. Some of them who were in tears after watching that programme, because they actually seen Jerry Adams trying to be portrayed as some type of angel, while all he was a disciple of the devil, nothing more or nothing less.